Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna do the review of the Samsung Chromebook 4. This one is in 11.6 inches. They also make them in the 15 inch, which I'm gonna do in the next video. So let's go over the outside of the Chromebook first. On the right side we have USB 3.0 and then we have Kensington slot lock. And on the left side we have the USB-C, which also charges the Chromebook, but you can also connect some stuff to it. We have the SD card slot and we have the headphone jack. On the bottom, it's made of plastic and you have two speaker grills. So the speakers are on the bottom, dual speakers. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. So the bottom, as I said, it's plastic and the top is made of aluminum, and also the inside is made of aluminum. Chromebook itself, it's a bit heavy for its size. It's 2.6 pounds. So you're definitely gonna feel it if it's in your backpack carrying around 2.6 pounds. I mean, it's not too heavy, but since it's so small, it is heavy for its size. So we have the 0.9 megapixel camera, which does the job, nothing to brag about, but most of these budget Chromebooks, even laptops, have the same 1 megapixel camera, which it's usable, but you're not gonna be able to take any really good pictures or videos. But for Zoom calls, Skype, or stuff like that, for video calls, it's gonna do the job. And as you guys can see, it has this really big bezels, bottom and top and the side. At first I thought they're gonna bother me, but as I kept using it, I really didn't even notice the bezels. Inside the Chromebook we have the Intel CPU. It's gonna be N4000, which is pretty common with a lot of the budget Chromebooks. Either they're gonna be N4000 or N4020, or maybe some older ones, but they're all gonna be based on that dual core. It does the job. I haven't experienced any issues with it. And this one also comes with the 64 gigabytes of storage and 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is kind of very uncommon because most Chromebooks either come with 4 gigabytes, or if you're gonna pay upwards of $400-500, you're gonna get 8 gigabytes of RAM. So 6 gigabytes was unusual, but honestly, like, I did notice it, like during the games it does play better, and you can probably open up and use more tabs. So if you plan on multitask a lot, that extra 2 gigabytes of RAM is really gonna help. But if if you're trying to save some money, 4 gigabytes of RAM is gonna do just fine. I believe difference of the price is $50. This one retails for $279, and the 4 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage retails for $229. So there's a $50 difference in price if you want to go for that, double the storage and 2 extra gigs of RAM. So before buying this Chromebook, I've read a lot of reviews, and a lot of the bad reviews were because of the screen. Now the screen is 11.6 inches, it's a 720p resolution, which for this size it makes sense that it's 720p. If it was 1080, you just wouldn't be able to use it because everything would be small, so you would have to change the resolution. Now the pixels aren't as good as some tablets or better Chromebooks, but like I said, it's a budget Chromebook, so you have to have your expectation. They're gonna cut corners somewhere, and unfortunately on this Chromebook, it's kind of the screen. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's nothing impressive about the screen. So it has a TN panel, which is different than IPS. The colors just don't pop as much. TN panels are a little bit more dull. And also a lot of complaints came about the viewing angles, which if you go, if you move the screen up and down, so you have to find the right angle, and then you're gonna get the perfect picture. But some people are complaining, oh, if you move it up and down. It's a small Chromebook, so it's pretty much, you put it in front of you, you find the right angle, and that's it. You don't move around. And for example, if somebody is like standing over your shoulder, it's they're not gonna be able to see the screen because it's just the viewing angles is bad. I noticed the left and right viewing angles aren't as bad. So if you have somebody next to you, they're gonna be able to see the screen if you're showing them something, but up and down is just not gonna be usable. Like I said, for me, it's very usable Chromebook. I did a lot of browsing. Let me show you guys, for example, some, you know, Amazon page, and let me find the right angle for the camera. There we go. And you know, I would do a lot of reading. So for me, it was just fine. I haven't, you know, it's not gonna be the same quality as some tablets, and but you know, for the price you paying, it's really not bad. The sound of this Chromebook was nice. It has two speakers on the bottom of the Chromebook. I was a bit worried, you know, when I first saw it, it was the bottom speakers, because when you know, when you put it in your lap, I was just afraid it's gonna get muffled, but it just doesn't do that. The speakers were really nice. Let me guys play you something. And this is the highest volume. I did a lot of music listening. I did a lot of watching videos. Like I would watch games on it and stuff like that. The speakers were you know, quite nice. Keyboard on this Chromebook is really nice. Also, it's soft. It's not as clicky, but it's soft, and your fingers travel really nice on it. It's just the right size, and you have your typical buttons on it. You have the power, you have the volume, you have the mute, you have the brightness, multitasking, left and right when you browsing web and refresh. It's pretty much standard for all the Chromebooks. um, Honestly, I was typing really fast with it. If you're really good with typing, you're gonna do just fine. But so it's really good keyboard. No issues with it, at least for me. So the touchpad is, you know, it's very usable. It's a bit small, if you guys can see it, but it makes sense because it's a smaller Chromebook. I like the keyboard a bit more than the touchpad, but you know, I haven't had any issues. You know, make sure you guys go on the settings, and then make sure you go settings, and then you're gonna go device, and then you're gonna go touchpad, and make sure you guys adjust the sensitivity and sensitivity, and then you make sure you enable tap to click. And for me, I did a little bit of slower touchpad speed because I felt you know, at the default it was just a bit too sensitive for me. And I also did enable reverse scrolling because I'm used to touchpads on my iMac, so I set it up the same way as I would use my iMac touchpad. But yeah, touchpad, pretty nice. Not amazing, but very usable and pretty nice. The last thing I want to talk about is the gaming. I get a lot of questions about, you know, the gaming, if it's gonna play, and I did try a few games. Keep in mind this is a non-touchscreen version, so the gaming can be a bit more difficult on Chromebooks. You know, with the touchscreen it could be much easier because a lot of games are transferred from the Android tablets, so when you have the touchscreen version, it's much easier. But more and more games are optimized for Chromebook, especially the non-touch versions. So one game I wanted to play was the Asphalt 8. It's a racing game, and you don't need to touch the you don't need the touchscreen to play it. And as I mentioned, it does have 6 gigabytes of RAM, so it does help. I'm not sure which Chromebook in the previous review I did review, but it was a bit laggy. This one, I haven't experienced any lag. Let me guys show you. Let me turn up the volume all the way. I did notice on this game the sound wasn't as loud as when I would play some other music or apps. It has no lag, so... Oh, damn. Man, I did really good. So yeah, that's the Asphalt 8 game. No lag, just runs perfect. I believe it's at medium settings. I didn't want to try it on high because I think it looks just fine. But and there was another game that I tried. It's called this was just a random game. I haven't played it before, but it's called Fish Dome. Let me guys show you that one. You guys can see the display looks just fine. I'm not sure why all the complaints about it. Personally, I like it. I mean, the colors look alright. So let's do this one just to show you guys. And all the games, like at least these two games that I play, just run great, like no lag. Haven't had any issues at all. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great day.